Hello friends, today we will discuss about diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus is seen all over the world and day by day the incidence of diabetes is increasing. So today we will discuss what are the types of diabetes mellitus, what are the risk factors, what are symptoms of the diabetes, what is pre-diabetes, how we diagnose the patients of diabetes, what treatment is given in the patients of diabetes, and the most important thing, we will see the lifestyle modifications to control blood sugar levels, and in pre-diabetes patient and in early diabetes patient reversal is possible. So we will discuss about reversal of diabetes also. I am Dr. Prashant More. I welcome you on Dr. PM channel. Don't forget to subscribe channel, share and like video. Watch till the end so that you will not miss the important information. Friends, in India around 30 to 40% of people are suffering for diabetes, and in COVID pandemic also it is seen that the mortality rate is more in the diabetes patient, because diabetes affects all the organs in the body and it also reduces the immunity of people. So friends, we will discuss about types of diabetes mellitus. So type 1 diabetes is seen in younger people. It is because of the autoimmune disease. So immunity, our own immunity destroys the cells in your pancreas so that insulin is not produced in the body, and because of the insulin is not produced, blood sugar levels rise. This is called as type 1 diabetes mellitus. And the other type is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is most common and it is mostly because of insulin resistance, and this insulin resistance occur because of unhealthy diet and lack of exercise. Friends, third type is gestational diabetes. It is seen in the pregnant woman. It is because of the some hormones produced in the placenta and which blocks the insulin. So because of that gestational diabetes is seen. So pregnant mothers who are suffering from gestational diabetes, in the future they have risk of developing diabetes. Friends, there is also pre-diabetes is seen. It is a borderline diabetes, and in these patients, if we do fasting blood sugar, it is between 100 to 125. So people who are suffering from pre-diabetes in the future may develop diabetes. So what are the risk factors for diabetes mellitus? The most important risk factor for diabetes is obesity. If body mass index is more than 25, then the risk of diabetes is more. The other risk factor is if the age is more than 45 years, if family history of diabetes is present, if parents are suffering from the diabetes, if your siblings have diabetes, then the chances are there that you will suffer from the diabetes in future. Then if you lead the sedentary lifestyle, if you don't exercise, you don't do any aerobic exercises, if you have sitting job, then the chances that you will develop diabetes are more. If your blood pressure is high, your cholesterol level is high, LDL, VLDL is raised, and the SDL levels are low. SDL cholesterol is a good cholesterol and LDL cholesterol is a bad cholesterol. If SDL cholesterol is less than 40, then chances of developing diabetes are more. The people who are consuming more than 70 to 80% of carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates in their diet, the chances of diabetes in the future increases. So friends, now we will see the symptoms of the diabetes. So what are common symptoms? The common symptoms are increased hunger, increased thirst, increased urination, blurry vision, fatigue, non-healing wounds, and in the men the decreased sexual drive is also seen. Three main symptoms: polyuria, polydipsia and polyphagia. Means increased hunger, increased thirst and increased frequency of the urination. These are common symptoms. But it should be also clear that in 40% of the people no symptom is seen. So it is mandatory and it is good if you do your blood sugar level after 40 years yearly, because doing fasting blood sugar level will help you to diagnose the pre-diabetic stage, and if you follow the lifestyle modifications you will not develop the frank diabetes in future. So friend, what are the complications of diabetes? The main problem with diabetes is not only increased blood sugar. Over the period of the time it affects all the organs of the body. It leads to the heart attack, heart diseases, stroke. Apart from that, it leads to the decreased vision because of the retinopathy. In some patient, nephropathy is also seen because of that kidney failure occurs. Because of the peripheral vascular disease, gangrene of the lower limbs is seen, and the amputation is required in some patients because of diabetes foot and diabetic gangrene. Friends, it is also seen that skin infections are also more. These patients develop fungal skin infections, depression, dementia. In dementia, there is a loss of memory and behavioral changes occur. So these lot of complications are seen in the diabetes. Immunity decreases, increased fatigability, sexual drive decreases. So all these complications are seen in diabetes mellitus. Now we will see how you diagnose the patients of the diabetes. There are the two main tests, fasting blood sugar level and post meal blood sugar. If your fasting blood sugar is less than 100 and post meal blood sugar is less than 140, it means that you are normal, you don't have pre-diabetic stage or diabetes. If your fasting blood sugar is between 100 to 125, it means that you are suffering from the pre-diabetic stage, and if your fasting blood sugar is more than 126, it means that you are suffering from the diabetes and need treatment for that. Friends, the other test is HbA1c. This is a very good test. It is also called as glycosylated hemoglobin, and the important point about this test is that it shows the last 3 months values of the blood glucose level. Okay, if you do test today, the last 3 months values are reflected in this test. So if your HbA1c level is between 4 to 5.6%, it means that it is normal. If it is 5.7 to 6.4, that it means that you are in the pre-diabetic stage. It means that you are borderline and in future you may develop diabetes. If your HbA1c level is more than 6.4%, then it means that you are having diabetes. So these two blood tests are very important, and it is advisable to do yearly test HbA1c and fasting blood glucose level after 40 years, so that your diabetes will be diagnosed at early stage, and by doing all lifestyle modifications you can reverse the diabetes mellitus. Now we will see the treatment of the diabetes mellitus. The treatment of diabetes mellitus mainly includes insulin and medicines. Medicines are hypoglycemic drugs, and lifestyle modifications are also important. The patient who are suffering from type 1 diabetes mellitus need insulin because insulin is not produced by their pancreas, and the people who are suffering from type 2 diabetes mellitus having insulin resistance, initially these patients are put on hypoglycemic drugs, and over the period of the time the doses of the drugs increases, and these patients may also need insulin in the future. So friends, lifestyle modifications is very important in the treatment of diabetes management. If your blood sugar levels are normal, your HbA1c levels are normal, if you follow all the lifestyle modifications, you will not develop diabetes in the future. If you are in the pre-diabetic stage and if you follow all the modifications, diet changes and exercise, then you will not develop diabetes in the future. If you are already diabetic and if you follow all the lifestyle modifications, then your diabetes will be in control, complications of diabetes will not occur, and your doses of the drugs will also decrease. So friends, it is very important to follow all the lifestyle modifications. Mainly diet and exercise is very important in diabetes management. So in the diet, we should take adequate amounts of fruits, vegetables and salads. The sweet fruits having high glycemic index like banana, mango, grapes and chiku should be avoided by the patients suffering from diabetes mellitus. These patients should take the healthy carbohydrates. The Indian diet constitutes around 70 to 80% of the carbohydrates, and it mainly consists of white rice and maida, bakery products like biscuits, pastry, cakes and wheat flour. So we should avoid these products as far as possible. Okay, the quantity of the carbohydrate in the diet should be around 50%, and instead of the bad carbohydrates we should eat the good carbohydrates. So what are the bad carbohydrates? White rice, then refined carbohydrates like biscuit, pastries, cakes, processed fruits, sweetened drinks, ready-made fruit juices. All these bad carbohydrates should be avoided. The wheat flour, which is devoid of its cover, it should also be avoided. And now we should take the good carbohydrates. So what are good carbohydrates? Good carbohydrates mainly the brown rice instead of white rice. You should use the brown rice. You should eat whole wheat flour, and you should also include in the diet adequate amount of the proteins. Okay, proteins from the vegetable sources, 25% of the proteins from legumes, pulses, nuts, seeds. If you take adequate amount of the proteins, then it helps to control the blood level sugars, and insulin resistance also decreases. And the percentage of the fats in the diet should be around 20%. You should take the healthy fats, and healthy fats in the form of nuts and seeds. You should eat all the dry fruits. This contains healthy fats. So in the diet you should include mainly fruits, vegetables, salads, healthy proteins, healthy carbohydrates, and healthy fats. You should avoid saturated and trans fats, and also diet should contain adequate amount of high fiber. So high fiber is seen in mainly fruits, vegetables, and salads. I have prepared the 6 plates 8x3 diet plan. You can see this diet plan by clicking on the I button above. So friends, diet has an important role in the reversal of the diabetes, control of the diabetes, and along with the diet, exercise has also very important role. After your lunch and dinner, you should walk for 20 minutes. After taking lunch or dinner, within 5 minutes you should start walk. The speed of the walking should be normal walk, and this 20-minute walk will help you to reduce the postprandial hyperglycemia. What happens after lunch and dinner? Your blood sugars rise steeply, and if you take a walk, so your sugars will not rise. It is like taking a medication. If you walk for 20 minutes after meals, it is like taking your tablet. So it is very necessary, and it is proved by study that by taking walk post meal helps to control the postprandial blood sugar rise. So friends, apart from that, every morning you should walk for 40 minutes, and the speed should be more. You should take a brisk walk. So what is the speed of the brisk walk? How many steps should we walk in a day? I have described in details. For that you can watch a separate video by clicking the I button above. So friend, you should do aerobic exercises like brisk walking, running, cycling, swimming, dancing. These exercises will help to control your blood sugar levels. So friends, diabetes is a manageable disease. Diabetes is a preventable disease, and if you follow all the good lifestyle modifications, if you take a good diet, if you do a good exercise, you will not develop diabetes in the future. And if you are already in the pre-diabetic phase, you will not develop diabetes. And if you are taking medications for the diabetes, by following lifestyle modifications, the complications of diabetes will not occur. Medications may reduce, and reversal of the diabetes is also seen in patients who are following these lifestyle modifications. If you have any query, you can write in the comment box. Thank you for watching for this video. See you soon.